night here at Queen City as well. And I could look over across the room and I could see trepidation in her face. And her speech tonight is about hope. And it suits her perfectly. It's also the 5th speech in the basic manual, which is about using body language. And as I looked across the room, I not only saw trepidation on her face, I saw it all through her body language as well. Ladies and gentlemen, for a 5 to 7 minute speech on hope, Ms. Laura Verbose.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and very welcome guests. We've all heard about Michael Vick and his horrible animal cruelty and dog fighting. But do you all know what happened to the dogs that were rescued? The 48 dogs were sent to various animal sanctuaries in the West Coast and the East Coast, in states that have laws that are friendlier towards pit bulls and other fight dogs. In the past, these dogs would have been just put down because they were considered too vicious and beyond being able to be rehabilitated. But the rehabilitation process is very hard. It takes a long time. They start with, first of all, providing a very structured and consistent schedule. The dogs know when they're eating, when they're going out. And eventually, they introduce more human contact because these dogs have been really fully socialized. Over half of the dogs that were rescued have been adopted by families and are now in homes with children. And the other half are still working on being rehabilitated. So what do we learn from this? We learn that vicious dogs can change. And I use this example a lot in my work with clients because I believe that people are the same way. We can change. No matter how badly we have been hurt in the past, with the right support, we too can change. Because I believe that what happens to us does not define us. I think we're defined by how we handle life. And one of my favorite quotes comes from an anonymous author who said, "We cannot change the wind, but we can adjust our sails." So let's just imagine 2 separate puppies. The first one is chained outside, left outside, beaten, starved, and the only human contact it has is abuse. And then let's imagine another puppy that's raised with a loving family and is spoiled and played with and told all day, "You're such a good little puppy." Well, this first dog is probably going to grow up to be fear-aggressive. He's going to be in survival mode, fearful of anybody new or any new situation, and he's going to respond by snarling. Whereas this other dog is probably going to grow up to be loving and playful and welcoming to new people in these situations. Well, both of these behaviors were learned. And to me, hope means that just as we can learn behaviors, we can unlearn behaviors, and we can relearn behaviors. Hope is my middle name. It really is my middle name. I made that up. Hope is my middle name. Because without hope, all we have is this one dog that's just a good dog, and the other one that's kennel trash and no good. Likewise, we're labeling people as either all good or all bad. The process of rehabilitating dogs is a lot like the process of rehabilitating people. And what we do as counselors is we first provide a really safe, structured, stable environment, and we do that through lots of therapeutic techniques and through confidentiality and through therapeutic boundaries, setting expectations of what's going to happen in the process. And then we gradually use cognitive restructuring to identify these behaviors as learned. We look at the root of them. We say it's understandable that you learn these. And we look at them as being adaptive in the past. Because, for example, this dog needed to be in survival mode to survive. And it was adaptive and protective at the time. But we then teach them as they feel safe that they don't have to be in survival mode. We teach people how to trust, which is huge. We teach trust, respect, compassion. And we see the dogs actually do get better. So just imagine if you lived your entire life as this dog who believes in yourself, and you respect yourself, and all day long rehabilitate ourselves. So the next time that you're feeling scared, it's a new situation, we think about, rather than thinking about yourself as being all good or all bad, I kind of think about us like those old cartoons with the angel and the devil on your shoulder, your head turning either way, thinking about them. We've all been hurt in some way. And when we're hurt, I think we tend to move to this side, which reacts with fear, trepidation, and sometimes we get defensive. Well, I think when we gradually learn how to calm ourselves and to realize that we don't have to be in that mode, we start to kind of turn our heads and listen to this side more. So again, imagine if we lived in this side really